South Municipality. Philip Ametepe said he was on his way to search for his stepmother's phone case, which he misplaced when some men attacked him. He narrated that he was held from behind whilst his mouth was covered with a handkerchief. I saw them coming from behind me, but it didn't occur to me that they were after me, so I disregarded it. They caught me and covered my mouth with a handkerchief, and then I fell unconscious. When I woke up, I realized they had tied me up in a sack. According to Philip, he remembered he had a blade in his pocket when he regained consciousness, and it was this that he used to free himself. My stepmother sent me to buy a blade, and I had kept that in my pocket, so I used it to cut open the sack and ran away, the boy narrated. Philip said while he was still in the sack, he overheard the kidnappers planning on how to relocate him. He overheard the kidnappers discussing amongst themselves that I should be transported to a new location because by now I had recovered. He narrated his ordeal to Angel FM's Odisha Kweku Asiedu. He added that some residents who ran into him helped him by handing him over to the New Wager police station. The kidnappers are yet to be arrested. My brother, on Fridays I normally take it easy, but this is what we are faced with. A little 9-year-old boy was kidnapped, tied up in a sack, obviously for rituals. Remember last week Friday, we had a gentleman in the studio who also told us how he was kidnapped and how he was saved by the bell at the nick of time. He was sent all the way to a juju man, and the juju man was supposed to use him for money rituals. Luckily for him, the juju man said this would not be the right sacrifice. Take him away. And even on his way, the kidnapper still called another man to ask if he was interested in still having a human being for a sacrifice. Again, he was saved by the bell. The man on the other side said, "Oh no, I've had one already." What is this thing about kidnapping? What is this thing about ritual murder? Now the new RGP has been slapped in the face with some new developments in this country. Ritual murder. If this was election time, they would have blamed it on politicians. And pastors would have come out to say, "Oh, the politicians need blood for their sacrifices, so they are sacrificing human beings." Luckily, it's not election time. Any reason? The only reason is money. My brother, the country has become so hard. Those who used to call themselves rich now cannot be reached. They have gone far beyond poverty. They can't even be reached. Those who were poor, they have died and refused to resurrect. And those who were able to make it in these times are thieves, ritual murderers, pastors, and malams. If you are not one of these, then you are in my situation. Poor beyond rich. My brother, my sister, are you not ashamed that every now and then you hear that the once very peaceful Ghana has become the den of ritual murderers and ritual murderesses? Are you not ashamed to hear that Ghana has become the hub of all crime. The other day, an MTV journalist came all the way from London to shoot a documentary in this country. A documentary that was supposed to help with our ailing economy and our dirty unemployment rate. He was shot and killed by armed robbers. And they carried away from him whatever they could get. The Ghanaians who used to have a lot of sympathy, a lot of empathy, a lot of love for life, today have become cold-blooded murderers by the kind courtesy of dirty politicians in power who have turned the country inside out, up and bottom, ransacked every corner of the economy, and tightened all the avenues where people could have a decent living. That notwithstanding, we are not going to subscribe and prescribe crime, all because of hardship. My brother, my sister, when I'm leaving my home, I tell my children, none of you steps out of this house. If you step out of this house and a ritual murderer lays hands on you, I have no sympathy for you. Right now, when we are going to bed in this country, we have to write a will. I have written 20 wills in the past 2 weeks. You are not sure whether you will wake up alive or dead. Every day when I'm going to bed, I pray to God that when I wake up, I should still be alive. How many people went to bed and woke up dead? They wake up and they are speaking to people and they realize that they are dead. I'm speaking paradoxically. My brother, this country has become terrible under a Lilliputian president. Right now, people living outside the country who used to tout and extol the virtues of Mr. President Nana Akufo-Addo are all crying foul. Well-meaning people like P.L.O. Lumumba, Professor P.L.O. Lumumba. They are all crying foul. There is a big disjoint. There is a whole abyss between Nana Akufo-Addo's rhetorics and his actions. He says one thing and he does another thing. That's what it means. Ritual murder. Look at what happened in the Volta region, Murphy. A boy was slaughtered by an ugly-looking idiot. And I saw videos of this. In fact, my stomach crunched. My intestines cranked. I became cold and froze. That a man would hold another human being and put a blade to his throat and slaughter him like a goat. And carrying the head, going to use that for rituals. We need education in this country. People still believe that by killing human beings, they can make money. You go to Tanzania, albinos cannot walk on the streets. People are looking for body parts of albinos to use for rituals. They have demeaned humanity to the point that they believe that by killing albinos and using their tongue or their heart to fish, they will catch more. Because of fish, a man should lose his life so you would get a bucket of fish to go and eat. Why have we demeaned humanity like that? Why have we all of a sudden lost love for humanity and creation? 9-year-old, his grandmother's phone case, not even the phone, got missing. And he went out to trace his footsteps and find out if he dropped it on the way. And on the way, bloodthirsty murderers decide to kidnap him, tie him up into a sack. Thanks be to the Most High, he had a razor blade in his pocket. And he cut open that sack and came out. My brother, my sister, in this country, we have replaced hard work with laziness and stupid beliefs. We no longer have love for hard work. All we are thinking about is lazying about and believing in some God who does not exist. I don't know where you can find that kind of God who makes people rich without hard work. Show me where I can find him. And this is what the pastors are preaching. A lot of my friends have stopped going to church. A lot of very hardened Christians have stopped going to church. The church now is just an empty building with people who are high on a certain drug, I don't know, who are in a certain kind of illusion, believing that by drinking some oil or by making somebody lay his hands on you, there is a certain God who will replace your hard work with laziness. My brother, look how many people go to church. And all the pastors do, instead of making them stand firm and work very hard to be able to raise this country forward, they are rather selling handkerchiefs, selling pens. I was watching a certain TV station in Tamale. I think it's Sagani TV or NTV, one of those. And I saw a certain Mala sitting with his long, ugly hat, selling pens, biro, selling pens to students to go and write JSS exam and pass. Sagani TV. If that is what, if it is you, shame unto you. If it's NTV, shame unto you. Instead of encouraging students to study hard and go learn and pass, you bring a dirty, idiotic malam to come and sit on your TV and dupe all your own people who are already bedeviled with poverty. Are you crazy? A certain malam is sitting there with a long tasbah and he's selling about 5 million pieces of nonsense. This is a cream that makes your penis very hard. This is a cream which makes you very smart. This is a cream which will give you favor. Any place you go, whether you are qualified or not, they will take you. And this is a pen for students to go and write exam and they will pass. I was watching it. I was like, what the hell? And because the owners of the TV station make money from such dirty malams, they close an eye to that and allow the nonsense to pass. My brother, my sister, yet the owners of the TV stations themselves do not believe in this. The owners of the TV stations and radio stations will not allow their own children to go for the magic pen. So why do you advertise something that you know deep inside you is nothing but stupidity? It's this kind of nonsense, my brother, my sister, that is making our country not move forward. My brother, rack your brains. Learn how to make an aeroplane. Rack your brains. Learn how you can fix a space shuttle. Rack your brain. Learn how to do this, how to do that. No! sleep 24 hours, and take a certain Malam's magic pen to the examination hall. And before you write, say Subhanallah 500 times. When other students have studied so hard and they are writing, you are there reciting Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah 500. Before you end the 500 times, the time is over. You get up and say that your magic pen will do the rest of the work. Are you foolish? And these Malams are all over the place. Northern region is the worst place for these guys. Everybody believes in a certain Malam who can write something and wash your face with it. Thank God I didn't do this when I was in school. A lot of my mates who were following Malams, they give them some bansiri, guru, put around their waist. It will help them write their exam. A lot of them became truck pushers. And this is not to say truck pushing is bad, but there could have been something else that they wanted, but they ended up in a profession, my brother, my sister, that needs no qualification to do. My brother, until we look at these virtues and look at our standards, we will continue to suffer. In the 21st century, people still believe that when you catch a human being and slaughter him like a goat and use the head for something, you make money. To the point that little children, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds are killing their own friends in order to make money. At the age of 14, I was only thinking about what my mother cooked at home and how I'll go to school the next day and study, not how to make money. But today, 14-year-olds are killing each other in order to make some money that does not exist. Malams are all over on TV, especially these northern TVs and Volta TVs. Volta TV. Almost all the TV stations in the Volta region. My brother, when you tune in, Togbi Gankui is sitting here. You get angry, you tune in into the next one. Oh, Togbi Azrakweto is also sitting there, holding a certain tale, telling you that he can make you rich. And the worst of it is, those who move around asking for sacrifices. Do this sacrifice and you get this. You don't need to go to school. You don't need to work hard. Even the farmers, they tell them to go and pour a certain animal's blood on the land. And they should go home and sleep. The plants will grow naturally. Why? Why? I went to school in the north and I saw how many students came to school with guru. I saw how many students had some sabli in their pockets, saying it was for protection and how it will help them pass their exams. A lot of them have died painful deaths, poverty-stricken deaths. A lot of them today, my brother, my sister, you can't have your peace every second. Ping, 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 ping. You pick it. What is happening? I'm dying. Give me money. I'll die. You spent all your life chasing the wild wind. We have to get serious in this country. Our leaders are not serious. And Baumia is the vice president. What was his agenda for the North? I say the North because they took him out of the North, a Muslim, to be able to at least open one eye to the North. Right? I lie? That's why they bring a Muslim in. So, oh, Muslim affairs, you understand that better. What you will do, we do this, you do that, you do that. But no. The Muslims themselves have become Christians and they have even become Westerners. That's the word I should use, not even Christians. Westerners. Your Muslim vice presidents are all becoming Westerners. They wear coat and tie more than the people in Europe. When they need your votes, They speak your language to you. They speak your Tagbani to you. They speak your Hausa to you. Some of them even quote the Quran and Hadith for you to know that they are part of you. The moment they win, they are slanging to you. They don't understand your language anymore. It's slangs. They are slanging night and day. I am sad for how many more people are going to die. I am sad that many more people will lose their lives. All because we live in a nation where common sense and common understanding would continue to be a fleeting illusion. The common sense is gone. It is only in the dictionary, my brother, my sister, that success comes before work. Apart from in the English dictionary, there is nowhere else this one holds water. There must be work before success. It is an illusion to think that you can make it without work. It's not possible. Dan Gote did not make it sleeping. Dan Gote did not make it drinking holy water. Dan Gote is a Muslim. He didn't go around washing his face with rukutu. Go and ask his story. He borrowed money from his own grandfather, and he was selling toffee 1 in schools as he was growing. It's not rukutu. It's not rukutu that made Dangote rich. Bill Gates does not know anything about guru or sabli. Bill Gates is making it. But we sit here and kill our brothers and sisters in order to be rich. What kind of foolishness is this? And the leaders themselves, they make pastors and malams rule the country instead of them. A ruler that we all believed in. Oh, he's wise. He speaks good. Oh, yes, when he comes into power, he can do this. He's also running after a pastor. Pastor, what should I do? If we wanted a pastor to rule this country, we would have gone for Eastwood and Abba. We would have gone probably for Mensa Otabel. If we wanted a prophet to rule this country, maybe we would have gone for Reverend Owusu Bempa or Reverend Prophet Nigel Gaze or Bishop Osei Tutu. But my brother, we wanted a man like us who hears our words and sees our feelings, not God that we can't see. Your God who only makes you lazy. That kind of God, I don't want to know him. Your God only tells you don't work. There's a certain water here. Use it to wash your face and money will start coming. The God of laziness, I curse him. I curse that God of laziness. Oh, a country of lazy idiots. People sitting left, right, and center doing nothing. And old men and old women are those who are in the bush and the villages producing food to come and feed fools. A country of so many young, energetic people. They are all sitting down there, leaving old men and old women in the villages to produce food and come and feed fools. You see them walking on the streets begging. They are high on drugs. Able-bodied man. Sometimes I stop them and I say, listen man, I have a job for you. I have a farm. I need you to come and work on the farm. They would insult you and insult your grandmother who died 6 million years ago and even call you a witch or a wizard. Adam, I catch yourself me pay juma. Shene nimbi. Who niska be mami who didi me attempt say who mami juma. My catch yourself me pay juma. Me say ukuyani. Do I look like a farmer? I came to ask you for money. Did I ask you for a job? And this is so practical in our society. A friend of mine called me a few weeks back. that he was going to get married. So I should help him out. He said, really? What do you want? He mentioned what he wanted, and because of the relationship, I broke my back to support. But in the middle of that marriage, I asked him, my brother, when you marry this woman, I will support right now. How are you going to be able to take care of your wife and the children that are coming? He said, God will provide. Jesus Christ. It is these people whose children become ritual murderers. These people, their children become thieves because their parents have no plan for them. They have left all the plan to a non-existent God who makes people lazy. The God I worship is a God who has taught me to work hard. The God I worship told me that the hand that does not work must not eat. But your God is a God of laziness. How can you go to marry somebody's daughter and you are asking for money from friends and family? And when I ask you how you're going to take care of your wife who you are marrying right now, you tell me God will do it. In the night when you get jiggy, when you get horny, is it God who is going to do it for you? My brother, my sister, that was what he told me. Well, I supported him anyway. He went and got married. 2 weeks after marriage, he called. Oh, hey, the marriage was done. It was good. So many people came around. Hey, they ate a lot of the food. They enjoyed. I said, oh, congratulations. May God help you. All right, thank you. Before he went, oh, one thing. We haven't eaten since morning. Oh. You haven't eaten since morning. In fact, I had to be stupid, in quotes. I said, my friend, you remember I asked you, you said, God, please talk to God. Let him give you what to eat today. And I hung up. Today my name is all over the place. That I don't believe in God. Because he said that God will provide for him and his wife. 2 weeks later, I become his God. He is calling me to give him something for him and his wife to. No. No, sir. After some time, because of the kind of person I am, I called him back and said, yo, brethren, I have a job for you. He said, what job? I said, this is the job I'm going to give you. A friend of mine just opened a brand new firm. And it's a security firm. I need you to be part of it. He said, give me time to think about it. Really? I should give you time to think about work that you so much need. I never heard from him. A month later, he called again and started praying. Oh, may God bless you. May God help you. May God make you this. May God make you better. May God make... I was quiet because I knew that he would come to the crescendo. This one was just what we call comedies. Waiting for the main action. In sex, in fact, this is what we call foreplay. He would hit the thing right. And truly, before he went, he said, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I have not eaten. I said, really? Have you thought about the job? It's a disgrace for me to be a security man. I didn't want to tell you this. We the Gombes, Kafni? How can a Dagomba man be a watchman? Was money? Man couldn't only. Really? But I'm a watchman. I am a watchman. That's what I do to be able to give you the money that you keep asking me for. I keep watch night and day. My brother, my sister, let's get serious. Let's get serious. People are doing so many different so-called odd jobs. You sleep night and day and go after them for the money they get from their odd jobs, yet you are not ready to do those so-called odd jobs. So when you get hungry, because it's natural for everybody to get hungry when they don't eat, then you are looking for people's children to slaughter and go chasing some whirlwind. Brethren, it's sad in this country. Very, very sad. If I was the president, 99% of all the churches in Ghana will be closed. I'll set cameras on all of you. Those that preach water, drink water, and you build a house that you have not used your money for. Use some oil on your face. You don't need to write an examination, you will pass. All those churches will be closed. They are preaching stealing, thievery. My brother, my sister, we have work to do in this country, and we need to all put our hands on the wheel and get it turned around. I'm going to look at the next thing, and this is connected to what we just talked about. I'm reading this from Peace, I beg your pardon, My Joy Online, and it says, critics of Akufo-Addo's Agenda 111 are witches. And this is a Presby Church moderator. He says, critics of Akufo-Addo's Agenda 111 are witches. Presby Church moderator. I read. Moderator of the General Assembly of Presbyterian Church. The General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church has some strong words for persons who are criticizing the government's bid to improve upon the healthcare infrastructure in the country. Right Reverend Professor Joseph Obiri-Aboa Mante is not enthused by the manner in which the recently launched Agenda 111 has been received by a section of the general public who he believes have no good to offer the nation. The project is expected to see the construction of 111 district hospitals, regional hospitals, and 2 new psychiatric hospitals. Many have questioned the rationale behind the project when some health facilities under previous administrations have stalled. My God. Reverend says, we have allowed politics to dominate our lives to an extent that we do not have good hospitals. If someone says he is coming to construct 111 hospitals and you are angry about it, you are a witch. For the pastors who want to exercise witchcraft, deal with those critics. You see such people. Look at this man. How can he lead you to heaven? Look at his face. Yet these are the people you go to church and give your money to. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Listen to what he's saying. Oh, politics has eaten so much into the fiber of this country. And if a man comes to say that he will give you 101 hospitals, then you say you don't understand that you are a witch. So topical. So topical. So simplistic. And they say he's a professor. You see? That's why I keep telling the youth, not everything with gray hair is reasonable. I keep telling the youth, don't be frightened by their coat and tie. A lot of them are fools. Don't be frightened by their gray hair. Any idiot can grow gray hair. All you need to do is to grow old. And growing old is not a certificate. Growing old is not a skill. Growing old, my brother, my sister, is not something that you will sit down and say, hey, I have to write an examination to grow old. Every fool can grow old. And fools in Ghana are growing old. Mr. President, His Eminent Sleepiness, Mr. Sleepy Death, Nana Akufo-Addo, told us he was building 88 hospitals. He made a whole promise to God and failed that promise. He said he was going to build a whole cathedral. To God, our God, he was going to build a cathedral for him. To God, he made this promise. Up till now, that promise is only a stone from Israel and judges' houses that he has demolished. If he can disappoint and lie to a great man like God, then as for us, we are nothing. He came back to tell us he was giving us 88 hospitals. 2.5 years down the line, not even a foundation. He prides himself in the fact that he is the president who has cut sword more than any other president in the world. Nana Akufo-Addo has cut the sword more than even Napoleon Bonaparte. And I said it some time ago, I'm not going to repeat it, lest people say I'm disrespectful. My brother, my 2-year-old son in the house can cut the sword too. All you need is a shovel to hit the ground, cook, and people will clap. You've cut the sword. You cut the sword and said you are going to build 88 hospitals. Not one hospital has come out of it. We have seen so many hospitals that have been abandoned. Nothing is happening in this country concerning those 88 hospitals and the abandoned hospitals. And even the cathedral that you said you were going to build for God, now you are asking Ghanaians who did not make that promise with you to contribute so you can please God, so that you can make your promise come to pass. Only in Ghana. You enter into some dark room, make a promise to an old man, and you come out and ask people to help you fulfill that promise. It's irresponsible behavior. It's the same way you go around borrowing. When you borrow all the money and blow that sky flying and sky bathing, you come back and tell the people to help you pay. What is this? And right, what's his name again? Right Reverend Professor Joseph Obiri Yabua Mante. I respect people who have wisdom. I won't go too much into this man. Reverend, please, what we are saying is that Agrobe so Anopa. He failed us with the 88 hospitals. Even the cathedral he said he was building for God, that cathedral is still a fleeting illusion. He's now counting on Ghanaians to pay money for him to fulfill a promise that he made to God. That's the same attitude as these young boys who don't want to work. They live irresponsible lives and they follow people who have led responsible lives to sponge on them. We want to help, but we want to help people who have a vision. You go around sky bathing, then you go and get 1.5 million doses of AstraZeneca. That the country that is giving you that even suspended its use in March. Then Gabi Ochiridako, one of your pseudo prime ministers, comes out to tell us that, oh, but when you went, you got AstraZeneca. So we should look at that and not look at the cost. We are angry with you. You guys have disgraced yourselves. You have made a mockery of our legacy in this country. Reverend, the 88 hospitals are not here. If a man tells you he'll give you a goat, tomorrow, you don't see him again. After 1 year, he comes to tell you that I'm going to give you 2 goats. Reverend, what are you going to say? Will you say, oh yes, hallelujah, God bless you, hey Jesus, in the book of Leviticus or in the book of Matthew, if you even read it from Lamentations, or even if you read it from 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, 5 John, 7 John, 8 John, 10 John, it says that when a man promises you a goat and he comes after 1 year without the goat and makes you another promise to give you 2 goats, believe him. Because your God is a fanful God, right? God gave us wisdom, that by their fruits they shall be known. Hallelujah. Preach, Blakk Rasta. By their fruits they shall be known. And by Nanado's fruits, he is a man full of promises and he fails. So when he comes to me with promises, I tell him, keep that for your picnic. Go and tell that to the wind. That's where your promises belong. That's what we're talking about, Reverend. If you have read the Bible and it has told you something else, keep it for your church. After all, you guys have started kissing students in public. You have lost your respect. You are those who are chasing Christians away from the church with your nonsense prophecies and nonsense this and nonsense that. Bring palm oil to the church. Bring acid to the church. Bring guns to the church and shoot the devil. Bring cutlasses and chase the devil's ankles and cut all of them into pieces. Because of that, all Christians are now becoming Muslims, or they are becoming occultists, or they are becoming suicide bombers, or they are even becoming ritual murderers. Look at Mr. President. In fact, a 25-year-old should be the one sitting around that jet. 77-year-old man, see, he's sitting there with cake all over him, cake and kosher and all those things. Are you not ashamed to sit down and be eating these things? Are you thinking about the people in Lamashegu? Are you thinking about the people in Pesingpe? Are you thinking about the people in Nyankala? No, you are not. You sit with all these things, all the largesse in front of you. You will eat it and belch and sleep and bath in the sky. You are not thinking about the people who voted you into power. That's where my anger is. I leave it here. Jaga P just arrived, and we are going to put him up. He's going to be talking to us. Oh my God, have mercy. This is serious, man. This is serious, my brother. This is serious. I wanted to discuss other things, but once Jaga P is here, I'm going to talk to him straight away, and then we will see, what we are going to tackle next is very, very important, my brother. Oh my God, this country is running from bad to worse, and the people have to speak now. If the people don't speak, then we all, my brother, my sister, are going to be in trouble. We all are going to be in trouble. And this is what we all have to look out for and make sure that things get better for us. Jaga P or P.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, my brother?
By His grace.
I'm happy to see you again.
Me too.
You are looking so fresh and so nice.
It's the grace of God.
So your name is Abeku?